I was having a great day outside on my trampoline when the unimaginable happened. I ripped an absolute massive hole in it. Now you may be thinking I can just order a new mat and, well, in a normal scenario, you'd be right. But this isn't a normal scenario. Let me explain. So these are my cousins, Brody, Addie, and Bradley. They absolutely love jumping on my trampoline, and I told them they can come over and flip with me tomorrow. But as of right now, I don't have a trampoline. The first thing that obviously comes to mind is just buying a new one. And, well, that's not a bad idea. Hold on. I headed over to my computer to find out how much that would cost, but more importantly, how quickly it would get here, because in less than 24 hours, my cousins are gonna be here, and if I don't have this trampoline fixed, they're gonna think I'm the worst cousin ever. 4 days? Okay, so ordering that is way out of the picture, so that means today, I'm Dylan the Builder. Luckily for me, I'm an extremely experienced handyman with years of construction under my belt, and I even have my own construction company called Dylan's Depot. Okay, I lied. None of that's true. But I have built a trampoline before. More specifically, I've built the trampoline out of plastic wrap, and although it worked, it wasn't the bounciest or the safest. And even if I wanted to, this is all I have left. But I also built a mini trampoline out of rubber bands. It worked really well, and I was even able to flip off it, so there isn't any reason why I couldn't just build it again, but 10 times bigger. Plus, I still had thousands of rubber bands left over. I put my hard hat back on, and it was time to get to work. I was gonna tie a bunch of rubber bands to each other to make giant rubber bands that I could weave together, and in theory, it should support me because there's gonna be thousands, and it should be bouncy because, you know, they're rubber bands. After nearly 2 hours, I was completed with 1 row, but was probably gonna need around 100 more rows. There was no way I was gonna be able to finish this trampoline, and I only had 19 more hours until my cousins were gonna be here. Although the rubber bands were taking way too long, I felt like I was onto something. If only there was a way to get bigger ones. Kinda like those 2-foot long ones that movers use. Like those ones. It was time to begin building, and I came up with my game plan. I think I'm just gonna go back and forth, and then I'll go back and forth this way as well. And hopefully that'll work. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna get the rubber bands on the trampoline, and that led me to my first issue of the day. I need to take apart my entire trampoline. Not having the right tools for this made it more annoying than it had to be, so I just kept trying random tools that I had until after 3 tries, I finally found one. After taking apart my trampoline, I slid on the rubber band, and that's when I realized this was not going to be a short process. I got back to work on tying the rubber bands and wanted to test if 30 would hold my weight. It didn't. So I added a lot more rubber bands, like a whole lot more, to the point where I had over like 100 on here. I'm about 25% of the way done, and I still have to go back vertically. I'm hoping I'll have enough rubber bands. Hey buddy, pass me some rubber bands. Hey, where are you going? Hey, get back here. Hey, you get back here. You get back here. Dude, stop. This isn't fun. Oh. Thanks, man. Big thanks to that super handsome and muscular guy for bringing me to that giant pile of rubber bands, because now I was definitely gonna have enough. I repeated my process of tying them all together and was soon ready to slide all of them on. That was right until the trampoline fought back. I didn't know what to do after this happened, because now I knew there was a risk of the trampoline sending me to the hospital. I decided it was best to avoid injuries at all costs and take some rubber bands off. Now, I just had to think of a way to connect the rest of the rubber bands while keeping the trampoline in one piece. Then I had the great idea to tie a strong, safe knot. The only problem is, I'm no Boy Scout, but I do have YouTube, and after a quick search, I was able to tie it with absolutely no issues, and totally didn't have to watch the video back 4 times. Wait, what? Why do I not get it? Regardless, I made it work, and the YouTube guy was right. The knot was incredible. Oh, that's not going anywhere. Look at that. The only thing is, with this knot, I have to use an extra rubber band, which means I might not have enough rubber bands. And on top of that, I don't know where that super handsome guy went that led me to that pile of rubber bands last time. So I didn't really have much of a choice. If I ran out, I ran out. We're officially halfway done. There's only a few more hours of daylight, so I gotta get to work. But before I started adding more the other way, I wanted to see if I would just be able to stop now and flip on it the way it is. That wasn't the best idea. Now it's time for the long, tedious part, the weaving. Pretty much I would just have to tie a bunch together and go up and down in between every rubber band until I got to the end. We're working on the weaving. This is making a trampoline. We are building a trampoline out of rubber bands. The morale was high, progress was being made, and I was finally starting to feel confident again that building this would be possible. Although soon enough, nighttime would come, but I was prepared. I had not 1, not 2, but 5 lights set up so I could keep working. Since I pretty much had a makeshift studio in my backyard, surely I would be able to work throughout the entire night. Besides the fact that it was getting extremely cold and the bugs were eating me alive, and the haunting thought that my cousins wouldn't even like the trampoline, I was having a great time. We're really putting in the work. We're getting a lot of this done. We got this side done, and we got this side done, but I've encountered my next issue. I don't know how I'm gonna get rubber bands in the middle. I found these 2 giant logs that I could lay across my trampoline, and let me tell you, this was way too sketchy. With it being unstable and also having nails sticking out of the sides, I was trying my best not to get hurt. On top of that, I was pushing through, but I was just so tired. I've been working on this trampoline nearly all day. Yeah, I really think it's best that I just finish up what I'm doing and then head to bed. I'm just beat. I tried to get as much done as I could today. Ran into lots of problems, but at the same time, found lots of solutions. At the end of the day though, I think I got a lot of work done. Good morning. It is time to get back to work. I came outside this morning and it absolutely reeked of rubber. It's disgusting smelling. But I really have to get going because I only have about 2 hours left until my cousins are here, and I still need to test this to make sure it's even safe. Here I go again, back to building, but now I was seriously on a time crunch. I was so sick of this, the same thing over and over again. Tie a bunch together, weave them through while balancing on 2 boards, then tying a knot at the end. My fingers were tired, and all I wanted to do was make my cousins happy. I was about 90% of the way done when all of a sudden, I got a text saying how long until they would be here. 10 minutes? I quickly finished up the last rubber band and hopped up on my trampoline to make sure it was safe. No way! After bouncing on it, having some fun, and even sending a flip on it, they were here. Guys, what do you think?
It's amazing. That is amazing. It's kind of amazing, but I don't like it because there's so many holes. I hate the holes.